Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show from Bronco Nation News.
All right, how are we doing, Boise State fans? Welcome on into the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. We're going to give it our best effort here with the microphones tonight. So if it ain't perfect, don't bitch. We're doing the best we can.
Please,
Boise
bitch.
State wins it 42-14.
Email BJ.
42-14. But yeah, do let us know if you can hear us all right. We're here at the James Kitchen and Bar. They're still open. They're still serving food, drinks. We got a couple pizzas here that we're enjoying, and you're saying there's a chance, Kent Riddle?
There's a chance.
Like one in 1,000? Like more like 1 in a million?
I'm just telling you.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah. Boise State still technically alive in the Mountain West race thanks to Air Force going down. Air Force going down, and also Fresno State going down as well. And some stuff still has to happen, but it's still alive.
I'm just saying if Boise State wins out, then on Friday, Saturday, Thanksgiving weekend, like they have a legitimate chance to get into the championship.
Yeah, to go their way. They need a couple of losses. So you need
More importantly than a couple losses, they need
These next two ones.
you got to control what you can control.
Yeah. And these two are no joke.
Britt said win out, right?
Yeah.
Britt said win out.
Yep.
And then you need to help.
But if you look at Fresno State's scenario, Fresno State has New Mexico left, and they have San Diego State left. Boise State has on the road at Utah State.
Worrisome.
Who won tonight? And then Air Force at home, which right now Air Force is not looking like the team. Terrible. Well, they have Army broke Air Force. Army broke.
Hawaii, who's got more air raid, throw the ball, things like that. God, Air Force is not looking good.
Yeah, and I feel bad. Troy Calhoun and I were supposed to do an interview on Altitude Sports Radio in Denver. It was actually originally scheduled for after the Army game. It got postponed. Hey, and it was supposed to be this Monday.
He's a good guy, though.
He's the best.
So he was my offensive coordinator in Houston.
He's the absolute best. But I feel bad because I text him hey, we still on for the interview after the Army Air Force game, and now I'm going to text him after this Hawaii game. Welcome to the media, big boy. Here I am.
Yeah. Hey, we have an interview scheduled, and you just got the break speed off you in Hawaii. I'll see you Monday.
Yeah.
When you pull in at 4 in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, the only reason that you and I can laugh is because we've lived it.
Exactly.
We've lived these.
Absolutely right.
Always got a chance. Win out. And I'm just telling you, some way, somehow, it's going to come down to the last game. There's no other chance.
But yes. But the last two with Fresno, San Diego State's not playing very good.
Yep.
And I love Brady Hope. They're not playing very well right now.
No, but could they beat Fresno? Absolutely.
Can Utah State beat Boise?
Absolutely. I mean,
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
All these teams, like,
But before
none
that,
of them they're all flawed.
Brad, before that, we just dominated a football game.
No doubt.
I mean, seriously, when's the last time that we can, like, we walked, like, stadium emptied out?
Wyoming.
Yeah,
Wyoming.
Yeah, which was, that was a really impressive dominant win.
That's a big defensive win.
Yep.
Versus a better opponent.
Yep.
Than New Mexico. And
although Wyoming has completely fallen off the face of planet Earth.
It's the worst offense I've seen in a long time.
Iowa, actually, it would ask Wyoming to hold their beer.
Ray, what's the over-under today in the Iowa Rutgers game?
27.5. The under hit.
Yeah, it's 22-0. Iowa over Rutgers.
Gosh, man.
It's just not.
So Iowa beat Rutgers?
Yeah,
22-0.
Oh, man. You love to see it, man.
Like that would be a decent game. And I was like, Rutgers tries to run the ball. Iowa's going to kill anybody.
You mean the University of New Jersey? They do better if they change their name to University of New Jersey.
Yeah, or like Piscataway State.
Was that Jeff Ward or Scott Van Pelt?
Hopefully Scott Van Pelt, because I want his autograph.
Yeah, SVP is my guy.
I like him.
I love him. There's nobody who can have a late-night soliloquy like Scott Van Pelt.
I remember when we were in the office, Rick would yell it from office to office, "Hey, Bedell, bad beats are on."
I thought we were going to have one tonight. So when Boise State was driving late, 42-14, the spread was 25. I was like,
depending on where you're at, because 28 and a half, got to 28 and a half, which also the half a point at the very end. It depends where you're at.
Yeah, I thought that somehow, some way, a New Mexico helmet was going to be on a ball, and it was going to go freaking return for.
Butts got pucked.
Oh, man. Luckily, I was in Idaho, and so I couldn't place any wagers today because my DraftKings account's like, no, you can't do that here. Only in Colorado you can do that. So.
All right, well, Boise State's, again, I just got to get it on track a little bit, and then I'm going to leave, and you guys can keep chatting. They're all commenting on the pizza looking good here. I don't know. I haven't seen her yet. But everyone's commenting on the pizza looking good. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. 42-14. Harold wants to buy the dude in the white shirt a few shots. So I don't know if you're some guy.
Those shots, Coors Light. Are we thanking the Coors Brewing Company again?
We should.
We already
Cutwater Spirits. Come on, our sponsor is Cutwater here.
Who is it?
Cutwater.
Cutwater Spirits.
Cutwater. Yeah, I'll shoot Cutwater in Copenhagen. We're in good shape.
There you go. All right,
you can do those two things. We're living life from a high horse.
All right, let's get your thoughts on this game. 42-14. Boise State wins this one. Interesting game, guys. They obviously started Maddox Madsen. He played exclusively the first couple of drives. Taylon Green comes in, and first of all, Prince Strawn had nobody within about 100 yards of him, and he gets the 74-yard touchdown. We saw Austin Bolt with a touchdown catch as well. We talked pregame about some guys that haven't gotten their opportunity are going to step up and take the most of it. So both those guys, and then Taylon Green did his thing in the first half, had the rushing touchdown, and then obviously Maddox going down. And, we saw what happened in the second half with Taylon Green. But overall, Kent, we'll just kind of go down the line and start with you. Your thoughts on the game.
I thought it was a dominating performance. I mean, I thought offensively, they opened it up a little bit from the start. Play 3, Austin Bolt for a huge touchdown. Freaking awesome to see Austin out there. Like, that guy's been through some stuff and battle back, and to see him out there make a big play and then a couple other plays throughout the game. And then Prince Strawn showing up, made some. Mike and I were like, did he actually catch that? The one, it was like, oh yeah, he did. Yeah,
he's special. He'll be special.
He is special.
He's special.
Yeah, and I would just say this. There's a reason he's not out there every down right now, but he's certainly working to that. The same with Austin. They'll get both those guys on the field at the same time, but I don't know. Billy Bones might have been the leading receiver for the night in terms of catches. I don't. Nope, Prince. But, yeah, Billy, I guess, was there. Yeah.
It was 3 catches for Strawn, 3 for Billy Bowens, 2 for Austin Bolt. Holani was Okay, I'll let you finish because I have my take.
Yeah, I mean,
2 for Austin Bolt were explosive, right?
Yeah.
Those are explosive plays.
And same for Prince. I mean, both. Billy caught a couple balls. To me, all those guys getting involved, you could just see the rhythm was there tonight. I thought it was really good. I thought they mixed up the calls really well. Obviously, George ran the ball well. I thought it was a good performance. Defensively, they struggled a little bit early on, but they made some adjustments, came out and really dominated the rest of the game. Because the 2 touchdowns were they both in first quarter?
For New Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they because Boise State scored No, they had one early in the second quarter as well.
Early in the second quarter. Yeah. But after that they totally shut them down. Turnovers. The big possession was right before halftime.
Yep.
New Mexico had a chance to go in and score, kind of get some momentum back, all that, and they ripped the ball out. Jaden Virgin recovered it. I mean, I thought that was a huge play in the whole course of the game, because if you go into halftime with them scoring momentum, still 1-score game, hey, a lot of stuff can happen. But instead, they kind of moved on, rip it out, go down, get a field goal. I mean, that was basically game over at that point.
I was surprised they actually They actually let the clock go down there. I forget exactly the situation, but they let the clock go down before they decided to try to go. And then I think they had an explosive from George Helani, and they ended up deciding, okay, let's try to score. Yeah. But Mike, we talked about it pregame, but guys like Prince, Bolt, they stepped up. Hats that we'll talk about it, I guess, at some point. But hats off to Taylon Green with what he's been going through to be ready when he was called on. I mean, his first 4 plays in the first half, he had the handoff for the touchdown on the first play, and then the 3 plays he came in after that, there was a first down run, first down pass, and then he scored on the 19-yard run as well. But what were your takeaways tonight?
Well, first off, I thought the blue chaos flag raising was elite.
We've got video of that actually. Whenever we want to,
Thank God he kept his shirt on.
Yeah, I was actually advised by Riddle and Bedell and say, hey man, this is not about you. This is about the kids. And so luckily I obliged. But I will say this: after doing that, you're kind of in a state of like, whoa, that was crazy, and what just happened? I'm walking off. Don't really know where I'm sitting. Literally don't know where my seats are. And then I look up, and Austin Bolt catches a massive touchdown, play 3. And I'm like, and I was so fired up, man. I'd like to say that I had something to do with it.
Absolutely.
But I didn't. That actually was just great play design.
I totally disagree.
I disagree with myself and my own narcissistic opinions about who I am. That was awesome to see. I actually had a chance to see Austin Bolt's mom up in the Steckel Center. I saw Larry Bolt here at the James in the pregame, and I saw his mother Tina, who's amazing. She was working the game in the Steckel.
She said she got to see that play,
which was unbelievable. Yeah. Like that. That's the stuff, Rid and Brad. Like those are the kind of things you're like,
no doubt.
This college football thing is nuts, but it's awesome.
I like to read these comments as they come in too. BJ gets on me for not looking at the camera, but I like to read these. But somebody likes to know, did you get the flag all the way up?
You'd have to Marie.
Let's go to the tape here. Yeah, someone said
and we're live from the games.
Did Mike get
you can't. Oh man.
Did Mike get the flag all the way up?
Hey, did I get the flag all the way up?
You did it right.
There we go.
Let's go.
That was the most pumped up that series been.
I appreciate it, man.
Let's take a look at the tape. We got the video here.
You know,
if you watch closely here,
baby.
he goes back here, and this lady right here, she's excited because she thinks she's about to do it. He goes, no, I'm coming back. He goes, no, let's go. Hurry up. We're going to kick the ball off.
I jogged over there. Had a tremendous effort. And then he told me when the black tape comes down, that's what we need to do.
Here we go.
I'd say it's a 3/4 jog right there. Oh Oh my gosh. Okay. Enough about that. Let's talk about the game.
Hey, you know what? I give you a lot of credit. You have a lot of self-confidence to go 3/4 staff.
Hey, man.
I mean, hey, first of all, congrats, because you went 3/4 staff and got everybody pumped.
Which is legendary in and of itself.
Awesome.
It's legendary.
This is on the internet.
What,
Yeah.
Hey, what an opportunity.
It was on. What do you say? I got a little wild right there. You know, we invite all different types of attitudes and vibes here at the James.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you know how it feels to be an offensive line coach.
Wow. Yeah.
Now you know how it feels to be a head coach at Western Kentucky.
How does it feel?
You like it? You having fun with it?
That was it first.
Hey.
I walk over and just
What did he say?
He said,
It doesn't matter.
you know what he
Doesn't
said?
matter what
He said, I love BJ.
Yes, he
that
did.
flag was at half staff.
Back to the game.
yeah.
Can I
Go ahead.
the two things that stood out to me. First off, New Mexico's offense was game, and the first time true freshman quarterback, that kid's a baller.
Yeah,
like don't think that people are going to watch that film and be like, come on down, man, come over here, wherever here is,
I got money.
because he's good and he extends plays. He's tough as all get out.
They hit him.
Hit him a lot. And he kept popping back up. Guys, George Helani, I've had the most hero worship going on.
So, said that he's a better human being. His family, everything, because we were part of that recruiting process and the official visit, you'd fall in love with him.
I have fallen in love with the way he plays the game of football.
Mm-hmm.
It shows up what kind of person he is, because it was on a night where we honored Brock Forsey, the guy that Riddle coached and I played with. I was watching him from up top, and I was like, he has very similar styles and traits to Brock Forsey. That kid is a baller, man.
I fell back.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
He went for 1,000 yards last year. COVID, he didn't go. His true freshman year, I mean, Lee Marks did a phenomenal job recruiting him. And he's a special young man.
St. John Bosco, baby.
St. John Bosco.
Yeah. And then the last thing for me before I pass it on to Brad is I was so happy for Taylor Green, but man, Taylor Green had a freaking chip on his shoulder tonight. I loved it. And I think sometimes you look at how a quarterback responds. He responded to whatever's been going on. The two-quarterback situation, not starting the game, and he took it out the right way, playing really detailed, focused football, and
Play
throwing
with 11.
some dimes.
Play with 11.
Yep.
And that's what that's what he brings. Not that Maddox can't run. I'm not saying that. But when that kid comes on the field, you play with 11, you got to defend him.
Yep.
His own read for a teeter.
Yep.
All that.
I love Bush's call going power read. It was like, let's go.
Did a great job to open up the game. Was motion with George. I mean, you play with 11. And that's why I love Taylor Green, because you got to play with 11. That's hard to defend. And that's what you want.
Yep.
And, so I like going back, right? So we do the pregame. You do the pregame for a reason. So Red, Mike, you guys said we're gonna see some people. They're gonna excel in this game that you don't know about. Now everybody knows Austin Bolt's a hometown product. Austin Bolt came big in this game. Prince. You may not know a lot about the young man. He came up big, right? And we said start fast. Offense started fast. I think the defense started slow. I mean, when you look at that game going into half, it could have been a one-possession game at half. But, Red, you said a great point. They came in, they made adjustments, shut them out the second half, shut them down the second half. It's a blowout. The young man, the young quarterback out of New Mexico, that kid got rocked, sacked multiple times, came back through some dimes. He plays the game. How many times did you play? You coach quarterbacks, you have corner. How many times did you see he changed his whole body, throws across the field for a completion. And you're like, don't go. It's a pick. Here we go.
Hey, I gotta fix something with the mics here, so we're gonna take 90-second break. I'm gonna fix the mics. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com. Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com.
All right, we're back. So hopefully you can hear us better here. We switched some things up with the mic, so we'll see what's going on, but apologize for that. Earlier, we had a rowdy fan, had a few too many beverages, and we're moving on with the show here. But me and Kent, we're going to share a mic here, and hopefully we fix the problem here. But Brad, I cut you off earlier. I'm sorry, but you guys were talking Green and the quarterback situation here. Sorry to cut you off. By the way, Brad's not a bad guy to have when you need some backup in a bar fight. That was.
That's a sign of the lead offensive lineman. And one of the most loyal guys you'll ever meet.
Yep.
Hey, I've been there. There's the right way to act. What people that we do this with, I bet if you don't, 2 seconds, 5 minutes, it's 15 years. Hey, so today great. Zone read touchdown. Defense I think started slow, but at the end of the day, you got to get like back to Wyoming. Second half, defense. That's not the hardest situation. And I give the coach one credit, the players one credit. They commit. I thought they came to
Say something, Tam.
Hello? You hearing other stuff?
Hello? Test? All right. Yeah. I thought they did a good job jumping on them, especially offensively early. They made the defense caught up. They got it figured out. And, from that point on, it's really an ass kicking. I mean, I thought they dominated. Really.
One thing, tonight's game reminded me eerily, and I brought it up actually in the pregame show. It reminded me a lot of the North Dakota game, where North Dakota kind of had their way moving the football. I think there's probably a lot of people in the stands that were like, why is New Mexico or why is North Dakota moving the football? And then at the end of the day, New Mexico scored 14 points. 14 points.
Yeah.
And I think that the storyline, that probably a lot of people were feeling is like our defense is not playing well tonight. They scored 14 points.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of their points were off fantastic individual effort.
No question. And everybody wants to say, like, well, if they didn't turn the ball over, but turnovers part of football, right? I mean, that wins and loses you games. And Boise State did a great job of getting some turnovers at crucial times. I don't believe they actually turned the ball over.
No turnovers.
Yeah. So, that wins and loses games and turns close games into not so close games, a few blowouts. I thought tonight was a really good step. Obviously, Maddox is injured, left the game. So there's some questions going forward next week, like how are they going to make that work?
Yeah,
because I would assume we're looking at Taylor next week,
which I'm good with.
Absolutely,
because I saw a TG10 make 3 field out throws,
no doubt,
that were elite
on time,
and
absolutely
great ball placement, great timing. Even in tight coverage, 2 of the 3 were in tight coverage.
Yeah.
And I was like, this dude right here is got a massive chip on his shoulder.
No question.
And he could have gotten sulked. He could have taken his ball left by now.
I agree.
And he didn't. He went to work. And he came out tonight and
I thought the way he finished was probably even better than the way he started.
Yeah, and I think
his start was really good.
Yeah,
but the way he finished,
I think his character,
the troops, and
his character showed tonight.
Yeah, no question.
And not just his character of being like a good dude. I was a good dude, competitor, but I wasn't a good player. Like he showed up to be a good dude with a chip on his shoulder, and he harnessed that energy of like, I've kind of been slighted. And he went out and went to work, and he played really good football.
There's no question he's an elite athlete, and I think he's probably feeling like, all right, it's my show the way down.
Yep.
The rest of the way. And like I said, I mean, there's a chance.
Boise State's a chance. Very dangerous team.
Than a chance.
Boise State's a very dangerous
chance.
They're a 5-5 team right now. Nobody wants to be at 5-5, but for Utah State, an Air Force that's competing to be in the Mountain West Conference Championship, especially Air Force playing away from the base,
no doubt, and struggling a little bit.
2 weeks of bad ball.
Yep.
I think that this is a very dangerous football team. And frankly, it's a very dangerous football team with Taylor Green. And I saw him make NFL throws today.
Especially with a guy who steps on the field with a swagger like, this is my team anyway. So I'm ready to roll. Right? Come down, leads him to victory, and he did it. Took him to 10 wins last year. So it's not like that's the greatest thing about quarterbacks. You got 2. A lot easier to win with 2.
So when you had in the first half, it was 28 plays for Madsen, 4 for Green. But on the 4 plays for Green, the first one was the 10-yard touchdown on the first play with the zone read with Halani. He came in later in the half. First play was a 12-yard run for Caden Dudley. Then he throws what I thought was a great ball to Billy Bowens for a 15-yard gain. And then the next play, he keeps it for a 19-yard touchdown. Or you were going to say? I was going to say. So he had, and then when he came in and stayed in the second half, they scored the Halani 1-yard touchdown run on the first drive they had in the third quarter. So you can't call it his drive, but when he came in the game 3 straight times to start the game, and actually it was 4 because they had the Dolmans field goal. When he was in the game, it resulted in points.
The other thing is for the people that want to say, well, it wasn't him. When you defend 11, you open gaps. You're short.
Yep.
Right? You're short in the run game. And it's either who you're going to defend. You going to live one hang for the quarterback? Or are you going to like, okay, here we go. We got zone read, or we got motion, handoff, zone, or power read, which they ran.
Yep.
Forces nine-man box.
It opens up another gap.
which in turn opens up throws, right?
Yep.
No doubt.
Which I actually think mixing the quarterbacks caused some of that because we're not talking about Maddox because we kind of assume he's hurt, which hopefully it's nothing major and maybe he can get back soon. But that guy was lighting it up before he went out.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw 200 some yards.
Yeah, so
Maddox Matson was 6 for 11 for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns.
6 completions for 202.
Yeah, he had 74 on the one play to Prince Strawn. Taylon Green was 5 of 6. His only incompletion was one that actually Austin Bolt probably was underthrown, but he probably could have caught it and dropped it. But so Green goes 5 of 6 for 63 yards as well. So combined 11 of 19, 265 and 2 touchdowns.
The QB efficiency ratings tonight were 268 for Mad Dog and 171 for Taylon Green.
That was kind of my point. Both those guys, I don't want to diminish what Maddox did tonight as his first game as a starter.
Explosive playmaker.
But just because we kind of think he might not play next week. Hopefully he's fine, but that guy came out of the gate. I mean,
he was ready to roll.
2 huge touchdowns early on.
Yeah, haters are back. Marlon says, lighting it up. Guys, it was New Mexico. Pipe down.
Well,
but this is Division I football.
I mean, I won't argue with that. It was New Mexico.
This isn't your murals, brother.
Hey, by the way, speaking of,
shout out to Coach Hogg.
Coach Hogg got the win
over Cody.
How hard would that be, man?
Oh,
I can't imagine.
No.
Cody's not coming to Thanksgiving or Christmas. No gifts. Santa ain't coming.
21-14 tonight for the Aggies of UC Davis over Ohio State. And
okay, I want to change subject real quick. This is YouTube, right? That shit bothers me. Okay, don't criticize and get on a Boise State football team. I'm not a homer. I get it. Don't get on somebody who lose and then say it's just New Mexico when they win.
Yeah.
So, are you going to go to the water cooler tomorrow and say, "Hey, we went 1-0, and we got a shot"? Right. So
I'm just telling you
that. Don't take it away from the kids, like Rich said, that worked their ass off all week. I'll criticize. We got to criticize. But don't tell me those kids don't want that win.
And at the end of the day, they got a chance. And I would say, I'm just telling you, the way things worked out tonight, it's going to work out over the next 2 weeks. That Air Force game, they're going to have a chance to get in.
Does New Mexico suck? Sure, they suck. Right? Wyoming won good. It doesn't matter. They won. But I'll tell you this right now. If they lost tonight, that's the same person that's going to say, fire everybody.
Yeah. And they won by 28. And I'll be the first one to say that I called on Monday night on Ball Talk. I was like, 25-point line? That's nuts. Tell you what, Vegas is pretty good. But even better than Vegas was the performance tonight for Boise State.
Absolutely.
And you and I both sat here 7 hours ago in the pregame show. We said the game is a one-possession game at halftime.
I'm worried.
We're worried.
Yep.
But what happened?
Turnover.
The defense created a turnover, and then the offense drove the length of the field, set up a field goal, and now it's not a one-possession game.
Nope.
It's a two-possession game.
No.
If they skip points there and score, they're down 8 points going into half, and they get the ball to start the third quarter. I mean, that was a massive swing.
It was a 10-point swing, potentially a 17-point swing.
Absolutely.
They won the 4 minutes. They won the last 2 minutes of the first half. And they won the last 2 minutes at the start of the third quarter.
Which is that's a game. That's
And
football.
that's one thing that's preached to the Broncos every week is we got to win the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half.
The middle 8, right?
Yep. Called the middle 8. Yep. And tonight they dominated it, really. I mean,
what did you guys make of them going for 2 on the first touchdown there with Luke Voorhees?
I think that's been something they've been doing.
I didn't see it. I was trying to walk up to my seats.
You're waiting on the half flag raise.
Yeah, so I was at half staff. I was kind of here, not here. You know,
you weren't Viagra.
No. I was like a bad Cialis. I was like half Cialis. It's true.
We have a second angle, by the way, that we can show here. I would like to know what you guys thought of, because some folks came on late. They haven't seen it yet. Mike Sanford firing up the crowd pregame here.
Yeah, BJ. I asked BJ when I got here to the James. I said, BJ, what'd you think? He's like, all right. And I'm like, all right. I mean, other than the pop in the top, which I wasn't going to do because my good friends here talked me out of it, I was going to bring some energy, man.
I love the lady so much in the back here. I got to go back and play it again. He comes back the second time. She thinks he's about to raise it. After he comes back in, and then they're like getting ready for kickoff, and she's telling him to hurry up here. So this gal right here, once he turns around and goes back, she's like, no, come on.
But the intent is to hit 100 decibels. We were hovering in the 99 range. I have to finish a job. Like, I was assigned with the duty of hitting 100 decibels, and we did.
Somebody cranked that up faster than anyone in history.
There we go. We can tell if it stops halfway or not again, or 3/4. It definitely didn't go all the way.
But I can't get it to the American flag. If I go to the American flag, I'm not patriotic.
Now you're making an excuse. It is Veterans Day, but you're making an excuse.
No, it is Veterans Day, and that's why I can't
Thank God for them.
Thank God for every single one of them.
You know, we're having one all the time here, but in all seriousness, like, it's awesome to see a great Bronco out there getting the crowd fired up. Be very involved in that. Mike, obviously as a player, was a big part of our success. But offense coordinator for a Fiesta Bowl, America.
Enough said.
Now, what did they say? We were wondering what the bio was going to be. When they announced Mike Sanford.
I think they said Bronco legend.
They did say Bronco legend,
which I was like, stop. Easy.
They used the phrase Bronco legend.
Bronco holder. What's what? Bronco legend.
Bronco half Stafford.
Half Stafford.
Yeah. Oh man,
this might be for one of the other nights, but we should talk about the America play.
Oh man,
how that all came about.
First of all, Derek Morales says he's moving his Bronco flag at his house to half staff in honor of Mike Sanford.
Your wife's going to be disappointed.
Yes. Mike's been disappointed for 18 years.
Bronco Nation. we'll get Scooter on here. We can talk about the.
Tell us about America. Go for it. Why we get time? What are we doing?
So we wanted to do a reboot of
Horace was adamant, like, we're going to run statue.
Yeah,
somehow, someway.
And I didn't want to recreate the exact same play.
Well, and they were in a different defense.
Very different defense, and there was always an overhang player. Yeah. So I thought, but it always works. In the Nevada game, ironically, we ran the same exact formation.
Yes.
Unbalanced. All three guys that were detached receivers were off the line of on the line of scrimmage. But we motioned Jeremy McNichols out, and the play that we set it up with 10 weeks was against Nevada, where Seau's nephew picked it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so we're going to fake the screen that we were going to throw to Jeremy McNichols. They were calling it out, like all three guys are in line of scrimmage. Watch the wide receiver, the running back, swing screen. And when you set it up, I was like, Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, the whole piece. Like, what's more American?
I think we hit it against Wyoming too.
We hit it against Wyoming, yeah.
We actually hit it a couple times.
Yeah, we were 2 for 2 on
but
that.
Horace was adamant, like, let's get this done against.
But we had to do a really funky formation.
Yeah,
and it was funky. And we literally called the play America.
And I will say, Horace told Jay from the start, like, you're going to have to beat one guy.
And he did, to the tune of actually breaking Aaron Tepes' arm. So which Tepes played here?
Aaron played here. It's
Will
Tepes.
So Will Tepes played at University of Arizona. That play call, we called it, still an overhang play over there. Mario Yaku, I think, was pulling around, and may or may not have actually blocked the overhang player, but luckily,
get the ball to the right guy. Good things happen.
Good players make us look good at times.
What happened at Scooter? It's like, this shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
no, it ain't gonna work.
Scooter's like, this is stupid. And I'm like,
it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Touchdown. It always works.
And it put us 28-7.
It put 21-0, I think.
Maybe it was 21-0. But the signal. Hand over your right, hand over the chest, right over the heart.
Jim Harbaugh would have had us on that.
And
The other team, that's crazy.
yeah, and then we were saluting the greatness of America and Floyd Rivers. America, enough said.
You guys went to it pretty early in the game too.
It was second quarter.
And that's 1-2 where like if Jay gets tackled at the 3, it doesn't like you got to get in on that.
Oh, he was getting in.
That's
Jay-
the job.
Jay did it.
You were a little further out, weren't you? Further back.
The thing about Jay that was so awesome. The thing about Jay is he didn't just do it for the Stars and Stripes. He did it for the melting pot.
He's from Britain.
Well, no, he did it for. He did it to.
He's not American.
No, he did it for the entire like melting pot of the United States of America. Partially for the awesome country of Nigeria.
You're an idiot.
Partially for the UK,
You're an idiot.
and then partially for America, for the United States of America. And he's like, if it was World Cup soccer, he could pick his nation.
That was his.
I believe he
Probably-
did it for Boise State.
Honestly, so he had
He did it for America.
in that game. I believe he had 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
So he had the easiest one was the long one.
The 4th and 1 or something, and it was the first drive of the game, or pretty early in the game. It was either 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1, and then you guys, he went right up the
That
middle.
was called Fiesta.
Yes.
So we put in a new formation, a new play, and it was like, I think it was like 9 offensive linemen on the field, or 7, 8,
7.
a lot of offensive linemen.
Yeah, we were.
And it was one word, and it was called Fiesta.
Yep.
And I think the
So he
signal was like a Moroccan
backside
dance.
A-gap, backside A-gap,
Yep.
scored.
Yep.
America was his second easiest touchdown.
Yep.
Because the other one was Giants pound.
Oh
And
yeah.
he made like 8 guys miss and dove and reached.
I'll tell you what, Giants pound would not match up with how I raised the flag tonight. I would.
So that Giants full staff.
Oh, full staff. It is
Only
full tilt
way-
boogie.
only
It
way
is
to play.
full commitment.
Oh my God. Giant staff is we got for a game in Nevada with Giants pound, and Horst goes, tells Alexander Madison, stay up, hold on to the ball. And Alexander looks at him and goes, what? He goes, stay up, hold on to the ball. They're going to try to swipe it. We're going to bleed the clock. And I go, well, okay, here, it's the head guy. Here we go. And I swear to God,
I believe that was New Mexico, was it not?
no, I think it was Nevada.
Was it?
3, 2, and I go, God, go down. Please go down. I need to fumble it up. Game over. I'm like, and I look and I go, good call. Good call.
Giants pound's always a good call.
Oh,
Can't
Yeah.
go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Jordan says, I love that we beat the brakes off of New Mexico so bad that we can hear about the 2014 Fiesta Bowl. Great stuff.
Well,
People would rather hear these stories than about that. game.
I won't say this guy, but when you bring a couple,
bring the flag.
you're gonna bring the with it. Well, also when you bring a couple has-beens on the air, I'll say one has-been, two. I won't give you that. No, you're
that guy over here.
oh God, you've had success recently. I haven't.
But we almost got thrown through the window, so we're okay.
Yeah,
I think we'd have been okay.
I like your chances.
I don't think that.
I like your chances.
God, I just don't like it. And I'm upset.
42-14. They're 5-5, 2 games left. They need to win one of these 2 games, and they will be eligible for the 25th straight season. Folks are commenting on the pizza getting cold, so if you guys want to have some pizza while we're on the air here,
For the record, I just had
didn't like cold pizza.
I just had a full James pepperoni pizza. Wow. So I might have been half staff at the flag. I was full staff at the pizza plate. I went all in.
All right.
That pizza was
I've been holding this one back. So one of the best pregame speeches I've ever heard. I was in Army, and one of our captains, a guy named Stephen King.
I think we're going to go to Jeff Pittman at University of Idaho.
No. We'll never bring it up.
Let's stop that. Let's stop that. Let's stop that right now.
A guy named Stephen King was one of our captains, linebackers.
Hell of an author.
He, that's why I said his name was Stephen King. It was like, guys, we're about to play Navy. You can't play this game half tilt. You got to be full tilt. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you were full tilt, Red. I know you were.
At that point,
The Kent Riddle, I
I
knew.
was young then.
Yeah.
If anyone has a question or a comment for the coaches here, we're happy to tell any questions you got. They'd be happy to answer it. We're having fun talking about the game, the Fiesta Bowl, anything else folks have on there. But what you guys, any other thoughts from the game? Any of you got? What do you got? Oh, they're bringing you up. Any other just things that stood out? We talked about, the turnover before halftime, Taylon Green in the second half. But any other, Brad, for you, what else? Anything else stand out to you about the game tonight?
No, I thought it's a good game. It's a good win. Sum it up. It's a good win. You move on. You want to know. I think next week's going to be more challenging.
No, Jay did not have a British accent, but it's a BS.
That was pretty crazy. That was crazy. Now. You went up there to visit, and he came back, and all of a sudden was like you've been there his whole life. Yeah.
But I will say his mom, Kemi, awesome lady, had full British accent. So I do think Jay grew up with that.
Jay has.
So I think it was.
He has British accent roots. And if anybody ever talks negatively about Ajayi, I'll punch him in the face.
Oh, no doubt.
Just like
That
Brad
dude
Bedell almost punched some random weird guy here in the face.
First of all,
Jay's honestly, he made a lot of our careers better.
No doubt. No doubt. That
And
guy
honestly,
a phenomenal
cheers
player.
to Ajayi.
Phenomenal
Cheers to his British accent. Cheers to his Nigerian heritage. Cheers to his
Super Bowl champion.
I love
Super Bowl champion. Absolutely.
Even though Jay kind of stood me up about getting on ball talk on a Monday night, I don't care. Jay could there's a lot of things Jay could do, and I'd be like, that's cool.
Well, we get
Hey, what game was
I'm
that?
trying, man. I'm trying. Jay's tough to get on ball talk.
Wait a minute now. Go back. We're going to talk about Jay. Go to San Diego State at -4 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Did he take that game over in the second half?
Yes.
I went here.
The best part is we ran Giants pound, and there was an unblocked guy in the hole, and Jay leveled him.
Yep.
I mean, knocked the guy out of the game. He was one of the better players.
He went beast mode, man. As Marshawn Lynch once famously said, you got to run through a motherfucker's face.
And I heard on the
over and over and over and over and over and over. I just can't drop him just being an effort.
If Jay was able to stay healthy his entire career, I mean, you're talking about like Adrian Peterson or somebody like that.
Unbelievable. Special. But I will say,
learned pregame, by the way, you also ran chair that game.
We ran a lot of chair, man. A lot of
Spurbeck.
A lot of triple right Cali slide chair, man.
So Spurbeck caught the touchdown in the red zone, but we kept hitting somebody else on the unders.
It was probably a little buddy. It was Shane Williams.
Yeah,
and I saw him actually on the way to the stadium today. Honestly, just seeing him, I haven't seen him in a long time, man. 9 years. Tonight was a night where, actually, last night and tonight was a night where I got to see some of the best humans and the most like tough warrior humans that I've been around in my career as a coach, as a player. Spent time with Brock Forsey tonight after he was honored as a
picture.
Yeah, but not to jump this, and I'm glad you said that, right? And we're talking about Boise State football, and this is good. You're back. When you mentioned early in the pregame, this program formed your life. Now you've seen everything. Now you did the pregame. People watch the pregame. Now you spur back, but now you're walking through the stadium. You raise the flag. Now you're dapping people up, which is the most special thing of all time. Like, how's that feeling in the people that you haven't talked to in 10 years, 5 years? And it's like we didn't skip a beat because of this program, of this football program, this university, your family. And Riddle, you can't go 5 minutes. We're playing golf in anywhere in this town, and Riddle knows something in the tee box too.
Yep.
And touch on that because a lot of people don't understand that are paying attention. And BJ's can do the replay. I was the same way at Colorado with Postgame Life. Things like that. Is it doesn't matter if you don't talk to anybody for 10 years. You're still brothers.
Yep.
And touch. I think that's what people want to hear is it changed your life, but the connections you make change everything.
Yeah. That's so well said. And I'll be honest, like I walked onto the field. I didn't really know where to go for the blue chaos flag. And then on the route, and Riddle was with me, on the route, I saw 15 teammates of mine.
That's what I was going to say, not to interrupt you, but, you know, for everybody, like, all this negativity swirling or whatever, and, like, where's everybody at? I mean, how many guys did we see that are here to support
Mine was
their
blown.
brothers?
Mine was blown, man.
You know, I'm just trying to think off the top of the head. Shane Williams-Rhodes, Nick Schleckaway, Elliot Hoyt, Joel Velasquez, Kekala Kaniho, Alec Dans was here, Matt Navis.
You can honestly go on.
We could go on and on and on.
You covered 18 years of Boise State football.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
And what I was saying to your original question.
Shoot, I saw Michelle Bergeau, you know, rolling through there. So take that back further. I mean,
to answer your question, Brad, is it's weird because I joke about, you know, how I try to get everybody hyped up and all that. After I got done with that, it wasn't because I had a chance to do that, but it was because of the walk through all my former teammates, like on the sideline, and then also looking at my wife. I was crying, dude. Yeah. My wife was bawling, and it's not about me. It's about the journey. It's about the relationships. It's about
sacrifices that they've made too.
Yes, and I think a couple of people said that nobody's been more excited to do that before. I was, man, and it was because I had a chance to be around some of, I think, the best human beings that I've ever interacted with. And you said it earlier. It's been probably 10 years since I've dapped up some of those guys. I feel like I've been a horrible friend because I've been in this crazy world of college football, which involves, like, you have to build relationships on a daily basis with new recruits, new players, consistently touching base with your recruits and your players. So you don't almost have that much bandwidth to go out and reach out to some of your best friends, but then all of a sudden they're there for you. And they were there for me today. And I feel guilty when I see them, like, dude, I've been a horrible friend. And they're like, no, you haven't, because you're a Bronco and we love you. Yep. And it was an emotional night, man.
You did an awesome job getting the crowd rolling. Certainly led to the touchdown 3 plays into the game, all because of what you did. So
it had nothing to do with the half step. It had to do with Bush Hamden dialing up a awesome take post to Austin Bolt, where he stepped on his toes. He gave a little outside head nod, and boom, middle of the field open. Let's roll.
You know what? Can we talk about Austin?
We can. I do want to say one thing about the Mountain West race first, because we had a comment about that. So so UNLV next week plays Air Force. So UNLV is the team that Boise State actually it could play into this, because if Air Force beats UNLV next week, UNLV will have 2 conference losses. Boise State, and again, they have to run the table here. They're going to have to win at Utah State, and they're going to have to beat Air Force. But if Boise State runs the table, they finish with 2 losses. They would have the tiebreaker over Air Force, so Air Force is out. Boise State would be tied with UNLV with 2 losses, and that's what I don't know what the tiebreaker is if you don't play head to head.
Would they not be the top 2 teams?
No, because Fresno State and Boise State are tied right now with 2, but Fresno State beat Boise State, so Fresno State would have to lose one of their next 2.
What if San Jose wins and in there makes it a 3-way?
Call Gloria. Let's get Gloria Nevarez on the line.
Think about that one. I didn't think about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Gloria, you listening?
I'm just
Gloria, we need an interpretation.
If Boise State takes care of business, I'm just telling you, somehow, some way, it's going to work out.
So San Jose is 4-2 right now after their win, and they've won 4 in a row, by the way, and they play San Diego State, but then they play at UNLV in the last game. So either UNLV or San Jose will have 3 losses.
Okay.
If Air Force, but again, Air Force just lost to Hawaii. They lost last week to Army. Like, who's to say that Air Force is going to come back and beat UNLV
at Hawaii and then traveling back? Next week's not going to be an easy win.
No. So Fresno wins out. They're in.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Air Force wins out. They're in.
Yes.
Boise State wins out. It needs
because Air Force plays UNLV. So if Air Force
Boise State wins
there,
out, what does Boise State need?
if Boise State wins out, that means Air Force is gone because Air Force would have 2, they'd have 2. They would have the tiebreaker over Air Force. Then you need either Fresno or UNLV or Fresno and UNLV to somehow be below you in the tiebreakers.
What should happen?
I don't think Fresno State is losing to San Diego State or
what if Fresno?
Team we just saw is not
so
losing.
let's talk here. Fresno State wins out. Boise State beats Utah State, beats Air Force on the blue, which I think they will, because I think Air Force is a different team on the road.
And
They always are.
When it matters to have something, Broncos should show up.
So I think these standings look like they're updated right here. So Air Force and UNLV are 5-1. Fresno, Boise State, San Jose are tied right now at 4-2. But again, Air Force would have 2 losses because they would lose to Boise State. UNLV would have 2 losses if they lose to Air Force.
So Boise State needs Air Force to beat UNLV,
and then they have to beat them.
And then they beat UNLV.
I don't know. The only thing I don't know is I don't know if it's UNLV and Boise State with 2 losses each. How that does the tiebreaker.
I think you go to overall record, which we all know is not.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think so.
But if you don't look at each other, you have to work over it.
Yes.
I feel like there's some common opponents or something to do with the computer rankings. I don't think it's overall.
Yeah, but if UNLV finishes the season at 9-3 and Boise State finishes at 7-5, and they have the same conference record, UNLV will go. I promise you.
Well, maybe because they'd be higher in the computer rankings.
They will, absolutely, as a 9-3 football.
Chris says need Air Force to beat UNLV and San Jose to beat UNLV. So if UNLV can just get to 3, but because Boise State would have the tiebreaker over San Jose, right?
Yes.
So UNLV's got to lose too.
What you need to happen. You need UNLV to lose. Air Force needs to beat UNLV, and then San Jose to beat UNLV.
I'll be in Vegas actually when San Jose and UNLV are playing. I'm going to see my dad, who, by the way, is coaching in the state championship at Allegiant Field or Stadium or whatever the Raiders play Tuesday, a week from next Tuesday. And I'll be there for that whole week. So I'll bring some bad juju for the Revs, man. Although I will say is that
my brother's got the semis.
Let's go, man. Who they play?
I think
Pasadena, baby.
Yeah. Like how fast Wyoming faded out of this race.
Wow. Like
really with the Boise State.
Yeah, Boise State broke Wyoming.
Harold says, dude, Hawaii beat Air Force. Anything is possible.
That's what I'm saying. I really think if Boise State wins out, they can play for the championship.
Okay,
you would know this. A Hawaii team on the rock is a different Hawaii team than off the rock. Well, without question.
And I think the same thing about Air Force.
Yeah.
An Air Force team on the military base is a lot different than an Air Force team off the military base. Why, Rid? You coached at Army because they get out of their routine. And their entire program is predicated on unbelievable discipline. And when they go on the road, it's like a 48-hour vacation for those cadets.
Let's bring big college football into this. Air Force is an elite signal stealers. I'm just telling you.
Okay, I'm going to
They are
support you, Rick.
elite signal.
Let's
Now,
make this
they don't do it. They don't send guys. They do it within the rules. But during a game, they know what play you're running.
How about this one?
And so, again, you get them out of their element.
Yep.
Takes longer. And probably now because of what happened to Michigan, they're probably a little bit more.
Bottom line is Boise State has got to, and I actually believe that Boise State, after this win, and I'll be honest, I have been TG10. I'm a TG10 guy. Boise State is going to go to Logan and win. And I'm a critic Cooper guy at Utah State. I love the guy. But Boise State's going to go there with TG10, confidence, swagger, chip on his shoulder. Frankly, screw you, world. I'm going to go get this thing done.
5 o'clock kickoff.
5 o'clock kickoff.
It feels like a trap game, though. No trap game next week.
Trap game?
Logan,
We're 5-5. There's no such thing as a trap game.
Yeah,
when you're 5-5,
the only thing,
right?
and I've said this before, but I will say this before. The only thing that worries me about Utah State is they almost broke the 300 game. And that's the deficiency in the Boise State team.
Oh, you're right. But I thought the same thing about CSU.
I want to go back. I want to go back to Riddle.
This is a phenomenal point. Grid, Air Force, no huddle versus Boise, who won?
Air Force every time.
Air Force versus Boise with the huddle, who wins?
Boise every time.
That's why for everybody, when we went with horse, we went to huddling versus Air Force. For anybody who's like, why would they huddle? It's because you're undefeated versus Air Force when you huddle. You can't steal shit. It's a look it up. It's wild.
True story.
It's a true, and it doesn't matter when we were.
They have something on you guys, or was it pretty
Everybody.
much okay.
Everybody.
Yeah,
When I say they're elite,
guys, we turned the ball over 7 times against Air Force, and we didn't huddle.
Giants pound and work.
And we didn't have Giants pound.
Giants
We
pound,
put Giants pound in
Giants
after that.
sneak, like none of it worked. It is
You got the game that led to McNichols coming in, right? Against Nevada the next week.
So when like literally when people are like, oh, they're in the huddle, they're fast, right? Like back then it was fast. And all of a sudden you go to Air Force, we're huddling. What are we doing? We're huddling because Boise State is undefeated when they're huddling.
I can't. I guess it wasn't in 14; it was 16. But I mean, there was like stuff going on. You're like, how the hell do you know that's what we were doing?
What I'm going to say is this. The bottom line is this. And I like huddle
the rock on us.
Huddle against Air Force. But let's more importantly, all hands on deck. TG10, let them cook. Go do your thing against Utah State, and then fill Albertson Stadium and bring an unbelievable atmosphere, which I know this place will. A 4-5 team dang near sold this stadium out tonight.
Let me play.
We got another negative Nancy on here too, by the way.
Hold on. So let me go to this.
All right.
I'm gonna play this. This is important for Boise State when they play Air Force. It's not gonna be that's funny. So, anyways, it's around Thanksgiving. You need Boise State fans to come.
Yep. Go all in, man.
You have to. And it's Colorado, Nebraska. There's some teams where we did great in Colorado, and we went into Nebraska at 75%.
Wow.
Kids know it. They need to come in here first year Air Force. It has to be packed.
Yep.
And it's that game right there.
Really
What's the question?
What they say, Kent? Is it give me some pizza and beer and I'll celebrate mediocrity too?
Hey, you know what, Cole Parker?
All we can celebrate is
Can I celebrate a victory, please?
all we can
Can you just
celebrate is
let
who they're
us?
playing tonight.
Yeah, can we just have a victory celebration? And Cole, you know what? I'm gonna toast myself.
Cole, you
Mike, you appreciate this though. Weston Steelhammer.
Oh
Name in
man,
college football, by the way.
baller.
That guy was maybe one of the best defensive players coaching against you. So
We wanted to keep this going a little bit or end it, or what do you guys want to do?
Keep it going.
All right, let's take our final timeout. We'll keep this thing rolling. It's 1 a.m, but who cares? We're having fun. Don't go anywhere. Back in 90 seconds. Put your comments or questions, and we'll answer them next here on the BNN postgame show. You looking for a new job? Well, how about getting into the trucking industry? Our friends at Transportation Compliance Service can help you every step of the way, whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood, all the paperwork, all the things you need. Let them help you out. Transcomservice.com. They'll have you out there towing that first load in no time. Transcomservice.com. United Commercial Insurance makes business insurance easy. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Give them a call, 229-8222. Bronco Nation News, a proud client of United Commercial Insurance. We highly recommend you do as well at UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. The Raines family is happy to have made the switch to Boise Dentistry Co. Highly recommend you do as well. Dr. Miner and his staff, full family dentistry for the whole family. They make it an enjoyable experience to go to the dentist, and we highly recommend you check them out. 5 locations in the Treasure Valley. You may think you're happy with your dentist. You'll be even happier if you make the switch to Dr. Miner and Company. Check them out online, BoiseDentistryCo.com. The pounds continue to fall off, and it's thanks to Dave and our friends over at Lean Feast. Check them out, leanfeast.com/Meridian. Full customizable meal prep. You want to go into the store, pick out your meals individually. That's great. It's right there on Eagle Road in Meridian. Or you can do it all online at leanfeast.com/Meridian, and they'll deliver it to you. 208-487-5782. They're feeding the football team, the basketball team, Taylon Green, Ashton Genty, Tyson Degenhart, and more. Check them out. Lean Feast, leanfeast.com/Meridian.
Still time to get that fall round of golf in, and you need to do it at Timberstone Golf Course out in Caldwell. Book a tee time at playtimberstone.com. The best greens in the valley, new technology, new golf carts, friendly environment, fun, challenging course. Check them out, Timberstone Golf Course. Book your tee time today, and I'll see you out there. Playtimberstone.com.
All right, we're back live. We got our man Scott Jurgens hanging out. We got all kinds of folks here having fun. So I didn't know they'd still be open here. Can't 1 in the morning, and they're still serving pizza and food. It's a great night at the James.
The bottom line is,
Don't tell Barry. It's still open here.
Is if Kent Riddle's in an establishment, it stays open. And here we are.
Okay. How about? I don't even know what time we closed down the tavern after we clinched the to go to the Fiesta Bowl. That could have been much later than this.
I think so. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I just had, I had a bit of an epiphany about like where we're at right now. Okay, as a program, 5-5. Nobody's happy about it. You know, like somebody put on the text line with regards to like, let's celebrate mediocrity. We right now are somewhere between playing for the Mountain West Championship and breaking a 25-year streak of winning records. That's where we find ourselves right now.
If you break that,
that's wild. That is like think about that conundrum. Playing for a conference championship in the Mountain West with a lot of tradition, a lot of really good teams this year that have been ranked in the top 25. Air Force, Boise State, I don't think was. Air Force has. Fresno State has. And we find ourselves here at 5-5. Finding ourselves somewhere between, are we going to break a 25-year streak of winning seasons, or are we going to play for the Mountain West Conference Championship? College football, man.
I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, take care of business, and they both work out, in my opinion.
Yep.
don't break.
Have you ever thought about that? Like to be in a spot where you're like,
no. So is the Mountain West a bad conference?
I think that
I'm gonna ask you that.
I'm going to say this.
Last year was full.
I find that the Mountain West Conference this year, the bottom of the conference is kind of scary. And the top of the conference is very inconsistent.
I got you.
But San Diego State's at the bottom of the conference. I mean,
they're scary.
Do we not think they could rise up and beat somebody
They're
that they
scary.
shouldn't?
The bottom of the conference is scary, and the top of the conference isn't consistently good.
I agree.
That's why next week scares me. Guys, Utah State at Utah State, it's the coldest it's ever been. For the people out there,
but we had heated benches. You missed out on those. You had to go back there and talk to the guys because it was much warmer back there.
I've never been so cold in my life.
What year was that?
19.
Oh, I was on the other sideline.
BYU is way older or way colder.
I was on the other sideline. You guys whooped our ass. Yeah, it was tough day at the office for me.
It was. Well, if it would have touched on it, cold, whatever. But it's Utah State. I think it's a tough place to play.
It's very hard. That student section is lit.
It's cold. There's a lot of things to that game that cause problems.
Yep.
And that worries me, especially when you're throwing first high tempo.
Yep.
Any other good comments? The way you're looking at them.
Somebody was talking about the record, better record than Utah or than Cincinnati and Houston. I mean, I think that's a legitimate, like, all the people that want us to jump into another conference. I mean, there's things that come with that. Now, if we merge the Mountain West into the Pac-12 and whatever, then that's probably whatever. But if you end up trying to jump into like the Big 12 and compete with those guys, I mean, then you better be. You can't wait for their revenue to kick in to do that. Like you need to spend like that now. And I think that's just a tough deal. So
I agree with you there 100%. You're in a good spot in the Mountain West, but you can't. The big people we're moving conferences, right? If I'm a program president, I want to go into the Big 12 because the Big 12 is losing Texas and Oklahoma. You can come in and compete now.
Yeah.
And now we're going to compare.
We are 0-2. We are 0-2 against Big 12 this season.
Yeah, I was a Baylor.
Sorry.
We beat the brakes when I was at Baylor. But anyways,
UCF.
But anyways, when we went, I'm a Pac-12 guy. Like my dad was in the Tournament of Roses for 30 years. My grandfather was in the Tournament of Roses for 35 years. President. We're seeing a dying conference.
Yeah.
And it's the most crying shame.
It's disgusting.
You want to know what college football is right now? We went NIL. And I'm going to say this, and it may make a lot of people mad. Don't blame the kids when the students, or I'm sorry, the schools are chasing the money.
Yep.
Don't blame the kids. And that's where we're at. UCLA and USC aren't begging to play Michigan at Michigan. That's where we're at. But anyways, Boise State, in my opinion, could roll into the Big 12 with a Texas and Oklahoma out of it. Right? I have loyalties to some of those schools, but I think they're a top 5 team in that conference
program. Yeah, not. I wouldn't say right now they're a top 5 team, 2023 team in those conferences in the Big 12.
I would say this. I think if you put Boise State versus Iowa State,
Iowa State just beat BYU by 40 today.
At BYU.
At BYU.
Ames is a tough deal. I'll tell you this right now. Kansas laid an egg today.
Yeah, they're
sorry, BJ.
They're third string quarterback.
They're on the third string quarterback.
Third string quarterback.
Okay, fine. We just lost the starter tonight.
you said that just
Taylor Green's my starter.
Been mine too. Not for Andy. Not for Andy. Not for Andy. Not for Andy.
Yeah.
I was a TJ. I was begging 3 weeks ago. You play with 11 with TG.
Yep.
With Taylor.
Yep.
That's my deal.
The numbers add up.
The numbers add up. I will beat it. You give me Boise State versus Kansas in Boise.
Good game.
It's a good game. You
What do
give me Boise. You give me Boise at a Texas Tech. It's a decent game.
I agree.
Right? You give me Boise. Oklahoma's going to the SEC. So
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone. Give me West Virginia.
Bad game. It's a bad game for Boise. In West Virginia?
I agree. Yeah.
West Virginia, if I hear Rocky Mountain one more time, I'm going to shoot myself. It's a horrible place to play.
Almost 7. West Virginia.
Rocky Mountain.
Dude,
and the bus fees just lost a
wheel. For the greatest people at Boise State, I was sitting behind Ashley Ambrose, and I said, that wheel's going to beat us home.
All right, we got Grand Tetons too. For real. Stop with the championship and P5 nonsense. We are 5-5 and haven't won a championship since 2019. We're an above average program as of now. But we're playing for a conference championship the next 2 weeks. Bottom line.
All you need to change. Somebody asked about the Ole Miss game. What do you remember the first game in 14?
Well, they had the best roster that money could buy, so it was a tough matchup, to be honest. Would you agree with that?
Hey, are you saying the SEC cheats?
No.
Treadwell, right?
Well, there's only one of us at this table that have ever coached in the SEC. So,
BJ, how's it going? Yeah, it's not good. It didn't work out well for us.
you should have cheated harder, man.
And I love it. NIL.
You should have gotten Brother Freeze, man. Brother Freeze.
I'm glad you said that. So are we saying a Mount West Conference champions, a below average team? That's what he's saying.
Relative.
That's what he's saying.
A champion's a champion.
Thank you.
But I would say that this year the way it's playing out right now.
It's
It's not a good conference.
We had a chance to beat Ole Miss. We didn't execute down the goal. Probably second quarter.
Yep.
They shut us out.
We executed. It was just a bad play call.
Well, it was 3 play. I mean, it's 3 plays in a row.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of settle for a field goal, and that have we punched that in? Which I think later in the year we have to.
Yeah.
Hey,
probably have to get on the rhythm.
don't say that. That's not fucking fair.
Yeah. Have we punched it in?
Yeah.
Was it the second quarter?
It was in the second quarter, and then we threw Cody threw it a pick, backed up, and that kind of opened up the game a little bit.
Yeah. Well, for the
Those guys. Again, later in the year, we kind of had.
We would have beaten them later.
exactly.
Yeah.
So don't say that.
Yeah.
That's not true,
The Kimbiche brother.
Oh man,
guys.
Juan Treadwell, the
Cody Pruitt,
Larry Tunsil,
Bo Wallace.
Bo Wallace. I mean, yeah.
I'll tell you this right now. Yeah, you pointed at me. That's a different breed.
It's a different breed.
Don't even come close. Don't compare a conference to the SEC.
It's different.
Don't. But I said don't compare a play call either.
Yeah.
Don't say it's a bad play call. You guys would have beat the brakes off them late.
Yeah.
You don't want to play an SEC team if you're a Group of 5 team early in the season.
No, it's just
Look at Alabama this year. They wanted to get rid of Nick Saban.
I know
Because he has one loss, and he just
now they're
kicked
running
the
through people.
shit out of
They're
Kentucky.
running through people.
You got fans that are calling in, ripping Dabo Sweeney. I mean, SEC or ACC,
No.
SEC. They're
Let's
all
be
different.
honest. Bill Belichick. You can say with or without Tom Brady, all that. I think generally, like one of the best football coaches ever. They are legitimately talking about firing Bill Belichick.
And that's our industry, man.
Yeah.
I mean, bottom line, that's our industry. Like, you like it, you don't like it. It's logical. It's not. Yeah.
I'll tell you this right now. I love Brian Harsin. I love the guy. If we beat Alabama and don't lose in 4 overtimes,
You guys are still coaching there.
I'm not sitting here talking to you, dicks.
Yeah.
Running back stays in bounds. You win the game.
That's exactly it.
You're right.
False down.
Soul, slide, and we talk about it.
Which I was going to say was addressed actually before.
There's no doubt.
I
Rip it.
have an interesting thought here. State of the Mountain West Conference. Talking about the Pac-12 in its final year, which is literally it's tear-inducing for me.
I agree.
There's been years, like I'd say 5 years ago, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. There were years where I thought the Mountain West Conference was better than the Pac-12.
I completely agree.
The disparity right now between the Pac-12 and the Mountain West is massive. Massive.
I agree.
And Washington State, it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, Oregon State's dominant.
Yeah.
Dominant. Washington State's fallen off.
Yeah, 5
But
straight losses.
If you
6
really
maybe.
look at the Pac-12, SC, give it. They have a Heisman Trophy winner. They're good.
Yeah, they have
They'll
talent
beat anybody,
everywhere.
Oregon, both
Dominant
ends
right now.
is really good.
Yeah, dominant.
Trust me.
Dominant football team right
Oregon State, really good.
now. Washington.
Really good. UCLA will beat any Mountain West team.
Utah will rip your throat out and feed it to you. They're the most physical team in college football over the last 25 years.
I completely agree. So now go to the Mountain West. Hey BJ, how you doing? But we're going to 2 a.m. I love talking ball. But anyways, so let's move on or go from here. So what are we doing? Is Oregon State going to become a Mountain West Conference title or Mountain West Conference companion? Where else is it going to go?
My belief
And
is that
Washington State.
Yeah, my belief is that someone, somewhere, and somehow needs to fight for West Coast college football.
I agree.
And I may or may not be on some weird
No, you're right.
underbelly channels right now that
No,
I'm working.
no, you're not.
And I actually had a dinner.
It's not the beer.
I had dinner 2 nights ago in Denver with some people that are interested in saving West Coast college football.
They should.
But here's my thought on it.
Because you know what? There's a lot of great players that come from the West Coast.
Yes.
And a lot of them would like to stay here.
They would like to stay here. And also, there's a lot of people that live in the West Coast that want to know the stories about the players that are playing for their teams. But right now, the stories are only going to be told by the SEC network, ESPN, and Big Ten network.
It's a no-brainer.
Like, what are we doing?
It's a no-brainer.
And I think that over the course of the next 3 years, there's going to be incredible fatigue on the behalf of the USCs, the UCLAs, the Oregons, the Washingtons, the CUs, definitely the Arizona schools, Cal, Stanford. They're going to be like,
they got to go.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I want to go back somewhere over here. And there's going to be a landing spot.
Let me play devil's advocate for you, right? And it's the same thing. SC, UCLA, they're going to play the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Midwest football, right? Let's fast forward 2 years. They're not gonna. It's not gonna go well.
No,
it's not.
Could you imagine USC right now and how they're built, playing from the months of October to November in the Big Ten?
No,
it's going to be similar to what they're doing right now, but way worse.
I'll tell you this right now. I thought Colorado was a dog shit maneuver to go to the Pac-12.
Sorry. Yeah, I agree with that.
Stay in the Big 12.
I agree with that.
Just stay in the Big 12. But they went with everybody else. And they said, well, our alumni's in California. So we're going.
A lot of the alumni's in Texas.
How'd that work?
A lot of CU's alumni's in Texas.
The Big 12. I played in that conference. Colorado does not work there. And I lost to Kansas. Congratulations. How you doing? They tore down the goalpost my senior year. Kansas is a shitty football program.
What year was that?
I don't know. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now, Kansas can go win the Orange Bowl. They're going to do well. They lost to Texas Tech, who's an average football team.
They lost to Wyoming.
Oh, good point. You
Texas
guys lost
Tech,
to Wyoming.
Yeah, if we do like the comparative score thing.
Boise State beat the brakes off of Wyoming.
So, to your point, you said it. Kansas versus Boise State, would that be a good football game?
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal
At
game.
7-2.
Phenomenal game.
Home or away. It's a good football game.
It was a tough one. True freshman quarterback. It was not a good game today for Kansas. It wasn't. But any final thoughts? We're having fun. We're going long.
BJ's done.
No, I'm not done. I'll go as late as you want. We still have great viewership.
BJ hasn't worked our hours, man. There's 3 guys around this table.
What I'm really proud is there's cords everywhere, and finally after like 15 minutes, me and Kent's mic wasn't even plugged in, so it was like, that's how it's going. But
Red, Bedell, and I are so used to operating under the influence of slap happy. I mean, when the hours that you work,
people are saying longer. They said keep it going.
Let's go. Give me another question. Hey, whoever's out there, put a question in, and it's probably about sacks.
Anything. Hey, Bachmeyer, the sacks. Yeah. Anything you got?
Well, is that my favorite contributor, Harold Balzac? which actually his name shortened is Harry Balzac, which is incredible.
He should shave it.
He's a fine American. He is a fine American.
That's America.
He's American. He's a gentleman, a scholar, and just a true patriot. American.
Few of us left.
Very few. But Harold Balzac is still here, still doing his thing, man.
Dude, I want to touch back on the conversation. Let's talk about it. Is the Mountain West Football Conference a below average conference?
Mount West?
Yeah.
I think the Mount West is definitely below the AAC this year, clearly.
Well, Tulane's the top.
Yeah, Memphis.
Right?
Memphis is a good team right now.
Yeah, but Tulane won, right?
Tulane's, yeah, they won. They squeaked it out.
Well,
they beat Tulsa by like 5.
What were
Tulsa
two? I think it's 24-22.
Yeah, 2 points. Yeah, 2 point
it was
win.
bad. I think what we're just starting to see
how they win last year.
The separation of the Power 5 and not Power 5.
Yeah,
and that's been a big deal around here this week. But I think we're just starting to see the separation. I mean, and it's going to probably grow over time.
Yeah.
To me, the way you're going to have to win at Boise State, like you're going to have to figure out a way to get on your guys early, keep them here, and grow into a team of 5-year guys.
Yep.
And you're going to have to supplement that with some transfers and all that. But think about basketball, who's been the best teams going for, like you have all these teams preseason that have the best players,
right?
But at the end of the year, like who's winning? It's team with fourth year, fifth year, like guys. And
teams like Villanova that never have cheated in the history of their program.
Let me ask you guys a question. But I think about like Butler.
Yeah, I know you're right.
Like they have a team. Everybody else has players.
So let me ask you this, and it's really for you too. And BJ, I want to take over your show, but
you are.
Yeah, I'm going to
feel free.
Has Boise State lost the grip with Tulane to be the top non-power 5?
No,
with Tulane beating SC
we
in the
guys rather come to
Tulane's a blip on the radar.
They're in the South. Everybody cheats in the South.
But Tulane hasn't been good for 7 years.
But UCF was good when they were non-power 5. Now they're Big 12.
Yep.
Tulane goes to beat SC in the Cotton.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
but it's a good question,
they,
right?
They hit the.
But is that because of conference?
They have a hell of a coach too, man. Willie Fritz can coach ball.
He's
exactly.
He is a ball coach.
He's a great human being.
I don't even.
He is a ball
I don't
coach.
think it's even kind of that. Like they just have the right mojo going right
Is
now.
it not a fair question?
It is, but I don't think financially they can support it. Then and they're just getting an on-campus stadium, and I'm like, it's not going to last.
It's dead ass the middle of New Orleans.
Yeah.
We did have a question from Johnny Ballgame. He's still watching. I appreciate him at 1:20 in the morning, 1:29 in the morning. What Mountain West jobs are going to be opening up after the year? Any coaches you think are in trouble in the Mountain West?
I think New Mexico's in trouble. I was actually walking from the game, and I saw the AD on bus 4, and he was like doing the pace thing. I've been around that. I saw my AD. I saw my AD in Western Kentucky pacing the bus. I didn't have a job a few days later.
Get Rocky to come back.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's it's weird. They're actually like a pretty good 2-18, but for whatever reason, their defense has been horrific, and it was awful.
Yeah,
and I have a lot of respect for Danny Gonzalez.
Strong, like just loose,
completely loose. Like that doesn't happen at this level. I think New Mexico, San Diego State,
Kansas highlights on.
I don't need to see
Kansas
these.
lost.
Look at 3rd and goal. You can't put it in.
Okay, we were talking about Mountain West jobs.
No, you're right.
San Diego State.
Yeah, I would say this. Brady's a close friend of mine.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I would certainly hope not, but yeah, I mean, if you're just saying like temperature, it's probably hot.
Yeah,
good.
San Diego State, Nevada. And they've had a nice little like semi-resurgence of being the worst team maybe in the history of college football.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, it's not.
I know you guys don't want to bring it up. And you'll probably just, somebody said.
Hey, hold on now. Don't jump into it yet, because I know it's coming. Okay, we all know it's going to go on your message board. No, Nevada's also lost 3 coaches in the offseason.
That's not good.
Not good.
You don't want that.
And then I'll say
in the offseason, meaning like right before camp and in camp.
In camp.
And during the season.
And then I'll say it.
If the Vandals and Broncos
better
played,
win the last 2.
if the Vandals and Broncos played, it would not be close.
Somebody asked that?
Yeah,
That's
the Broncos
ridiculous.
Yeah, Boise beat.
I can go back. Hold on. I want to go back because I said it. If you lose the next 2, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. People are going to be really upset in Boise.
Yes. 5 and 7.
I'm not saying Andy. I've said Andy should not be let go. He should not be. Spencer Danielson should not be let go.
Agreed.
Butch Hamden should not be let go. Matt Miller, who I have a man crush on, should not be let go. But this town is spoiled, rightfully so, that the conversation will come up. I'll say it. Sorry.
And what will be interesting, and I thought about this, is there's a very realistic possibility that Boise State wins one of the next 2.
Okay.
6 and 6. Do they go to a bowl game? Do they choose to go to a bowl game? Because if you don't go to a bowl game,
You don't have a losing season?
bingo.
Well, I think, and I know I'm not going to ask you guys to say this, but I do think what happens with the potential
coaching situation could maybe impact that in terms of a bowl game if there is a change.
But if Boise State beats Air Force on the blue,
yes,
there's no coaching change.
If they're 7-5,
say Utah. I'm saying that they're 6-6, and they lose at Utah State.
Okay,
and then they beat Air Force on the blue. I don't think there's a coaching change.
I'll say this: if you go 0-2. It should be.
What if, Brad? What if everyone saw Eric McAllister leave, and there's a thought that there at some point here may be a mass exodus of other players that enter the transfer portal? How does an AD have to look at that?
I think it's always a worry. I think it's always a worry, and I think the AD needs to look at it. But every AD at the end of the year digests a program. You have to. That's the AD's job. If it's the women's basketball coach, the men's basketball coach, the football program, it has to be looked at. If you have mass exodus, and when I'm going to define mass exodus as 20 plus kids.
Oh yeah, that's real.
You got to digest.
I don't think we'll get to that.
3 or 4 or 5 best players.
Nothing.
Sorry, cords all up in my.
Hopefully, we're still on.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. And that's 3 or 4 players that can say.
But what about three or four really, really critical players?
You better digest the program.
Yeah.
Strip it down to the bullets, right, Red?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the hard part is, like, we can speculate all we want, but we're not going to know until we know.
There's been one player. One player, that's it.
Yeah,
one player's left. That's it.
Like, but he's connected to these guys. Like, does anybody really know that? Because I know all these guys. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you do have to worry about.
I don't think there's any one bit of just because one guy left, the other guys are leaving. I don't think there's any. No, I'm not saying other guys won't leave, but that's going to be on them. That has nothing to do with
a personal
what another
decision.
guy did.
Yeah, their family, their whatever. But in the history, and I know, Mike, you've been a part of it. When 1 goes, 2 goes, 3 goes, it's a runaway freight train.
I agree with that. Back to the original conversation we had before we talked about the roster. I fully believe that Boise State, no matter what happens in Logan, is going to beat Air Force here on the blue. Like I'm gonna literally put my half staff on the table and stand up to it.
I agree.
I'll take that.
The game of the season for Boise State is this coming
senior day.
weekend.
I can't imagine the last time
This coming weekend in Logan
didn't win senior day here.
It is the game.
I agree with that.
This is a massive.
You put Air Force on the blue. I think Boise State.
How many times has Air Force won on the blue? Once.
2015, back-to-back weeks with New Mexico, and then Air Force came in. Those were not 2 good weeks.
Those were not good weeks. Those were rough.
And I was sitting in South Bend like, I was like hiding in my chair. I'm like,
turnovers. It was really bad. But
did Air Force come in here and win again in the last couple of years?
It.
I don't remember.
No, they've won once.
One time.
Boise State's boat raced Air Force on the blue. The game is Utah State Logan. It's good. Bottom line.
That's a really good point.
It is the freaking game.
Our final thoughts, Cam, before we get out of here. Wherever you want to go. We have the last 90 minutes. Our discussion here. You got the floor here.
Did you say the last 90 minutes? Like we're starting, or we're starting 90 more minutes.
90 more minutes.
Are you down?
Are we going another 90?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm in.
Is there?
Let's go.
The beer's cold. Beer. Yeah, we got cold beers.
90
Come on
minutes.
now.
Barry will have a heart.
Someone said because the basketball team plays tomorrow afternoon, and so someone said I could just turn the post-game show right into the pre-game show for
Let's go.
basketball.
I like the way you're talking, man.
Shoot some threes. Make your free throws. Don't foul. We're in good shape.
No doubt. Hit the glass. Play like Nikola Jokic. You're good.
No, I guess my last thoughts are all they could do tonight to impress anybody was win, and they did.
Yep.
And you saw big plays offense. Maddox went out after doing a good job. Talon came in, did some good things. But I think more importantly, the defense gave up a couple of early scores and freaking battled their ass off and competed, held them scoreless. And not even scoreless. I mean, like literally after that possession where they got turnover in the second quarter, I'm not sure how many yards New Mexico even made. Like maybe 100.
I'm with you.
I thought a dominant performance by the defense in the second half. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I think Utah State, like they're going to throw without abandon. Like they're going to try and launch over and over and over. And
by the way, New Mexico in the second half had 69 yards.
That's awesome.
okay, so
That is awesome.
I was in the ballpark.
No, you're on it. You're on it.
But
Rain Man.
yeah, I just think
Rain Man.
Boise State made progress tonight, and like to see them continue that. Think they will. I'm 100% on with Mike. I think the Air Force game is like a gimme. They're going to win
I think
that
so
game.
too, man.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that 5 weeks ago. I do right now.
I did too. So excited to see the
Your guy
Broncos.
Harry Balzac said, "Is this the best BNN show so far?" It might be. We're having fun with this. But we'll go to Brad. Your final thoughts, Brad, on the win tonight, the comments, where we're at the last 90 minutes.
It's a good win. You got to win 1-0 to get where they want to go, and now they're in the discussion, right? Fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little different. The Utah State game worries me more than most because of what Utah State does with tempo, throwing the football, the deficiencies that have been proven with Boise State. That worries me, right? I think Boise State beats the brakes off of an Air Force team coming into town with I will say this, with a full stadium. You give me a 3/4 stadium.
Yeah, it might be up in the air.
Air Force brings hope.
Yep.
I'm gonna. That's how I feel. Utah State. There you go. Utah State worries me. 1-0 tonight. Dominating fashion. Defense started slow, but came through. Spencer. I got a man crush on Spencer.
I think he's a fantastic coach, man.
He is,
and nobody wants to agree with that. And screw you all.
Yeah.
Because that guy knows football and he knows people.
Yeah. Eat a dick. Sorry. We're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Well, I love Spencer. But
did you just say eat a dick?
Yeah. But the Spencer's but secondary's a problem. I'll say it is. The secondary's a problem. But if you're going to throw the football, that's the problem. So you better have some blitz patterns. You better hit the quarterback. Things like that. Air Force, that'll take care of itself with a full stadium.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Iowa Hawkeyes hitting the under at 22-0?
I love the Hawkeyes.
Hey,
Brian, or not Brian, I'm not a big Brian guy, but Kirk Ferentz is a legend in my book.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
He needs to go.
Mike, this weekend has been, your return. We talked about it on the pregame show. We talked about it. You got to raise the flag. You had the event last night.
Not full staff though. I want to hit this again. You have to go full Viagra.
What's it been like, Kevin? Having the folks also said you just cost me the monetization on the video with the comment there. They're going to come in and take away our revenue that we made. I guess so. That's what they were saying.
Oh man, that's tough.
Okay, I'm sorry. He'll edit this, and you don't have to eat a dick, but you guys need to second guess your choices.
Yeah,
is that fair?
Yeah, I'd say like eat crow.
Crow.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
Yeah. So friends are for
this one. I love Cutwater. I love Barry.
Yeah,
I love Taco Bell.
Big Taco Bell guy. Did you like DBA?
Have you not looked at me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Taco Bell.
Hey guys.
Hey,
you know what? Mike's gonna go because Mike's gonna haul ass back to Colorado. I'll tell you this right now. I've been here.
Corey Hall's watching this?
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's asleep. If I had tuned into this, I'd be asleep 47 days ago. But you know what? There are 78 awesome humans right now.
These comments are freaking awesome.
I'm gonna say this again. I've eaten a lot of Taco Bell. And you know what? I may have said eat it.
Where's this one?
But I'll tell you this right now. You can
Be
edit that
brought
shit.
to you by Adam and Eve.
Don't disrespect Adam and Eve. Anyways, I really appreciate. I may have said what I said, and I meant it, but he'll edit it.
This other guy says this show never posted a BNN account. There's a reason.
This does it?
does.
Okay.
He's saying I'm going to like delete it or something.
What about
BNN? Kids will be watching tomorrow morning.
What about
No, I'm not going to delete
poor
it.
BNN? Kids are watching tomorrow morning, fellas.
Laughing. That was funny.
Hey, you know what?
We almost did this. We had a guy almost knock you out.
We did. We did. Wow, that was.
Go ahead, Mike. Okay, so I heard your kind of your question.
Just your thoughts on the weekend.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. BJ, thanks for making this a great memory for me and my wife. And I came this weekend wanting to see Boise State dominate, and they dominated, and it was awesome. It was. Is it what everybody wants? Shoot, I don't know what everybody wants anymore. I was really proud to be a Bronco tonight, and I was really proud of Maddox Madsen and how he played. But in his injury, it appears that we're giving way to TG10 season. And for a 2-game season, I'm all in on TG10 season because I saw a dude that is ready to play. So I'm excited to watch the Utah State game.
Johnny's asking what Bedell's tab is over there. Can't you try to help? We all need
$50.
We all need to.
Hey, by the way,
it's money well served here at the James.
Well, that's true.
And you know what? I drank a buttload of Cutwater.
Look at all these Cutwaters.
That's Cruz Brewing Company.
No, these are all Cutwaters. They went to bottle.
Yeah, between that one and Copenhagen, I'm really thankful.
BJ, what do you got, man? Bring us home, man. We need some leadership.
It was a fun couple. It was
BJ,
a fun couple of days.
I tried to help you.
Did. I appreciate it.
Sponsors.
I appreciate it. You did good. You forgot Row Painting, our title sponsor. So if you need a concrete coating, check out Row Painting.
And honestly, don't forget to get your Bronco Brew coffee.
Yes.
And it will support Ashton Genty's return to the Boise State Broncos in 2024. I promise you that. I can guarantee you that.
You're a subscriber.
And do not forget about the Blue and Orange store.
There you go.
I ordered this awesome Ashton Genty NIL.
We're actually doing the show Monday with Travis Hawks and company, and Mike Prater will be at the Blue and Orange store in Capital 11 building there. So we're looking forward to that.
Don't forget about
9 a.m. Slightly different content than we have right now. I can tell you that.
There's a painting. Row paint.
Yes. We'd like to thank Brad Bedell for sponsoring drinks tonight.
That was a pretty big sponsorship right there.
It was.
I like there was a comment.
Cutwater. I want to thank
It said it
Cutwater.
6 times. We got it. We got it.
Shut the.
My favorite comment of the night was it said
BJ
paid
wants to get your
subscriptions are going to be paying for the staff Uber home tonight. That was like an hour and 12 minutes ago.
It's one Uber.
It's one
We'll be
Uber.
good.
It's a big Uber. We're big people.
Well, seriously, it was
free of charge.
It was awesome couple of days.
This cost me money. This just cost me money.
Oh, there's some. Yeah, there's some great.
Post-game tradition. They want.
What are they? Let's go.
They're liking it.
We need more people to show up. In all seriousness, like come by Friday after Thanksgiving. I'm sure we'll do a pregame deal here.
We'll have to figure that out because I'll actually be at the basketball tournament out of town. But
I'll do it.
You guys can come host it without me.
You guys want me to schedule a last second trip out here?
We're gonna fly you in on BJ's dime.
I think
I tried to do it on this one, but he wouldn't let me pay for it. But I tried to make that happen already.
So we're gonna get you in here, and it's gonna be us three, and we're gonna run the show.
And it's gonna be
and we will have a blast.
I believe the term is epic.
It is gonna be.
You want to talk about like?
Hey, we'll get guest calls from.
Hey, Ezra
as
Cleveland.
many people as we can imagine.
Ezra Cleveland, John Molson, you're here.
Johnny Mulligan, baby.
Maybe we can get a guy that might be playing for the national championship to call in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the other question? Come on, let's go.
I think that's it. They're just taking shots at us for having a good time tonight with the pizza and the beverages. So.
Oh, you know what? I already said my piece.
Yeah.
I do believe Utah's done away with the 3.2 beer. I think that's over.
Somebody said enjoy that 3.2% beer in Utah next weekend.
I mean, the bottom line is if you're an expert, like your normal 10 beers just turns into 15. It's not that hard.
You just got to be more committed.
Yeah. You got to be full staff. You can't go half staff, man.
I can't believe that.
It's a pretty simple conversion. 10 beers at 4.3 equals 15 beers at 3.2. And we're good.
Yeah, you may pee a little bit more, but it's worth it.
It's totally worth it, man. You're hydrating.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for the cause, man.
It's been
You might need to shut us down.
yeah, it's been a great 24 hours going back to
BJ,
last
it's been
night.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, appreciate all you guys for hanging out and doing this, and the comments, and folks are loving it. And so thanks to Barry and Perry and everybody at the James for letting us hang out. They've shut down. They've let us hang out here and finish up the show. So we appreciate that. It was I don't know if you guys noticed or not. Well, I'm sure you did. When we started that pregame show, the patio was empty, and by the time we ended the show, there wasn't an open table out there. And so it's a perfect spot to come hang out pregame, postgame, and again, Barry, Perry, everybody, we appreciate them for helping us out. And a big one next week on the road, Utah State.
The one. The biggest one.
It is. Kent, you're going to help me out on the post-game show, I believe. We're going to figure that out remotely, but looking forward to it. Thanks, everybody. We'll have articles and stuff up on the site if you want to hear what Andy Avalos said about Maddox Madsen's status, some players as well. That's up on the BNN YouTube channel as well. So appreciate it. Have a great rest of your evening. Boise State basketball in action tomorrow. I'll be there with the pregame show around noon, so about 1 o'clock or so, 2 o'clock tip-off. 1 o'clock, we'll be there with the pregame show for Boise State, San Francisco on the basketball side. So have a great rest of your evening. We'll talk to you, in about 11 hours for the basketball pregame show.
Go Bronchos, baby! Go Bronchos! Go Bronchos!